See my car next to Charles for pawn shop. NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and then click.
Oh, I forgot she was in here. Is this the next one?
Seasonal.
This is the next one, Britt?
Yes.
Man, many are shocked in the Black community, in particular South Carolina, that this officer who was put on trial for gunning down this African-American brother that the whole world looked at on video, showed this black brother running from him, shot in the back 9 times. The cop walks up beside him, drops a taser next to the body, lies in the police report, and now a jury of 11 whites and 1 African-American was hung up and they didn't find him.
Did you go to any of the court? Did you go to any of the court days? Did you listen to any of the details?
I listened to a lot of what was coming out. I listened to a note that one juror sent to the judge.
With the media.
What this says to us, man, to black folk, you better wake up quick. Our lives don't mean a damn thing in this country. When a white cop can kill us on video, shoot us 9 times.
Come on, Cornell.
Line the police, come on, you're throw a taser next to the body, and they still can't find
You're
him
smarter
guilty.
than that.
That says a whole lot to us.
You
as
know
black
that
people.
if you sat in the courtroom for the entire time and listened to every testimony that came out, and you watched the videos, the correct videos, and you saw everything from every angle, Cornell, then you would understand the same way that those jurists understood that that police officer was not guilty.
Man, this cop lied in the police report. This cop was on video shooting him 9 times in the back while he's running from him, posing no threat, walks beside the body, throw down a taser next to the body to make it look like the man had a taser with him. And now an all-white jury with one lone black man, you're going convicted because the life of a young black man is going to be a damn thing, man.
We have seen this so many times. It's another opportunity to take all of the information that you didn't listen to. You didn't go to the court. You haven't gone through every page so that you know all the details as to why the police officer did what he did, why he shot them as the man was running away.
You heard the same story when Zimmerman killed Trayvon Martin. All-white jury let him go. Eric Garner in New York, all-white grand jury let him go. Now look at this one again, over and over. Whether we got a video or not, the life of a black man does not receive justice.
So you don't believe in our court
country.
system, that we actually take something to court, we get the facts.
I believe the court system in America is racist, is corrupt, and it absolutely sees color when it should not see
color. It is only racist, Cornell, when the race that you're supporting recording and making money from
Man,
doesn't come out the way you like.
Let me tell you something, man. It's only you white folk just getting rich off the oppression of black men in the criminal justice system. Your bondsmen, your lawyers, your prosecutors, your judges. The real Bank of America is the criminal courthouse where black men sit everything. The real money makers of this white supremacy and white folk down there who get rich from oppression of criminal black people.
I will introduce to you all races that are doing well if they put their minds to
We're
it.
talking about the criminal justice system and black folks get justice in the courts. It does not happen for us.
Sure it does. You're just not
Like,
paying
you get
attention.
Wow.
Oh, okay. So if the bill goes up, it's the
Yeah.
person.
So what they do is you have one who's a liberal, obviously, and one who's a conservative, and it makes for good television, but both of them are staunchly committed to their sides.
It gets kind of even. I've seen a few that I'm like, this shouldn't probably be on TV.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
I don't think it goes on TV. It's a radio. It's on the radio.
Well, no, they do a small segment of it on TV, just a
Yeah.
small amount of it. But
I don't ever watch it on TV. I just
sometimes
I watch it on
I'm flipping
YouTube.
through and it comes, and I like watching when it comes on because I'll sit there and it gets pretty. He's called them some names. They've changed some.
Yeah.
But
So let's do that here.
That's
Well, not-
really.
well, I'm just kidding from that perspective, but, you've heard both of the sides and you sort of, and Brittany, thank you so much for that. That's good stuff.
She's amazing.
She is amazing. So what do you think?
I have a question.
Sure.
Alright, 'cause, one of the guys who was like, it was like all white and then one African American guy, but doesn't the prosecutor and the defense, they pick who they want the jury to be?
So that's
So they should have put that into the whole debate.
they can excuse the juror,
They
right?
chose
Yeah.
it.
That's right.
Yeah, you can choose and you can excuse.
What do you think, Sam, about that? Did you hear what she said?
Yeah, I heard what she
What do you
said.
think about that?
I think that's pretty messed up because doesn't the jury have to be like based on your peers?
Right.
So that's not really.
But what Damaris is saying, her argument is this. Her argument is that Quanell X, Kiera, doesn't have an argument because who's ever representing either side, you have the ability to pick that jury.
Okay.
So what will happen is you hear that narrative in that debate, and you just say, oh, it's messed up, 11 whites, 1 black, and so you think that it has been done discriminatively, but it's not. The defense picks who he wants, or she wants, and the prosecution pick who they want. And so why, if you are this person's attorney, why would you allow 11 white people and 1 black person? So that's not a good argument.
Doesn't everyone has to agree, right? In the jury, everyone has to be a unanimous decision. Like
Yeah.
everyone, if there's one person that disagrees, they go back and they keep, right?
Well, I think that's what they had. Did they have a mistrial? Yeah, so they had they had a mistrial. And typically, with a mistrial is something happened during the course of the trial, maybe evidence leaked out or something. That's typically what that means,
But that
mistrial.
wouldn't have anything to do with the jury. I didn't take court, so that
Right.
doesn't have anything to do with the jury.
Yeah, but typically that verbiage is called a hung jury. Like the jury is hung, but they say this is a mistrial, so I don't know what's missed about it, so.
Apparently, the one black juror he stated that it wasn't just one juror who was deadlocked. There were also 5 other undecided jurors.
Okay.
So only one juror was deadlocked and wasn't changing his decision, where 5 other jurors were undecided.
Okay. So I'm not sure how it got to.
But that's what I'm saying, that could be a reason of the mistrial.
Yeah, it can be a reason. They can't come to a conclusive decision, because remember, this man's liberty is on the line, so they want to make sure that they're coming to a conclusive decision in that court as to whether or not he was guilty. How many people think that he was guilty? Police officers.
I don't have enough information to say.
I like that, that's smart. You think he was guilty?
I don't know. You can't shoot somebody in the back. Man.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
can't.
he wasn't posing a
And
threat.
he
He
wasn't
wasn't
running
posing a threat.
fast.
I'm going by what that
Still
video is.
resisting arrest though.
He didn't pose a threat. I mean, he's running.
I mean, I
He
remember
shot
what you
not-
said one
yeah.
time that a lot
He
of
wasn't
like
running
black
fast.
males like
He
end up
was
getting
running-
shot
he was
because they
running
end up.
Well, whether he's
getting
running
resist-
fast or not,
He was
it's
resisting
still,
arrest.
but
Yeah.
his back is turned from him.
Yeah.
You can't shoot somebody in the back. I mean, we learned about this in criminal law. You
Come on.
can't shoot somebody in the back.
According to that other.
Let's go to Chantel. Let's see what Chantel learned about victimology.
I mean, I just agree with him, like, he wasn't like posing no threat, and he didn't have to shoot him 9 times, honestly.
But did he precipitate that? Remember?
Well, still.
Did he precipitate that in any way?
I guess the only thing.
Yeah, but.
The only thing I guess you could say, like you said, I don't have all the facts, is like, and you're saying like precipitate, like you don't know what led up to that. It doesn't, I don't think it justifies though that he shot him in the back, because as a
He
police,
was-
that's just not what you're supposed to do. I mean, whether it would be a broken tail light and he said, like, you know, F you or F this, you know, I'm gonna run away, he runs away. That's still not what you're supposed to do. Because I mean, you have, I'm pretty sure on your belt you have a gun and you have a taser. I think the
Yeah,
taser
but
probably gonna not kill him. So I mean, I would opt for the taser because I think you can tase somebody in the back. But
Then you have to just ran up to
Did you want to say something, Brittany?
How far does a taser, when you shoot the taser,
How
How
no,
far
that's
does
true. Yeah,
it-
that's true. How far does it? Well, then again, he could have just chased him down and attacked him. I mean,
He was running like
no, he wasn't running that fast. But that's what I'm saying. The speed of him running doesn't matter. He saw him running away and he's like, well, maybe I don't want to run. Or
What,
maybe
did,
I'll.
what was that object though?
What did they say?
It was an object.
Huh?
Did they say it was a taser? Because that guy kept saying he kept picking it up.
He had a taser.
Taser back.
So the taser came off of the
It
other
probably
guy.
didn't work either. The taser probably didn't work. Did he even?
So the
I don't think he
taser,
even-
so the other guy the guy who got shot, he was armed with the taser, right?
Yeah.
Huh?
No, that was his taser. That was a police
That was
That was the
officer.
officer's
Taser.
taser.
The officer,
Yeah.
the officer
Yeah.
thought the guy grabbed his taser.
Yeah, that's what he
So
said. That's what
I
he said at the
think
beginning.
maybe the officer didn't see that he dropped the taser, because you saw how it dropped and the guy started running away, then the officer shot him. Maybe the officer, you gotta think he's a journalist, you gotta think
Yeah,
he's a
'cause
journalist.
where
Oh,
where
or maybe
where
he did
shot
go for
from.
his taser.
But would you hear it drop? Like,
I mean, the
No,
thing is,
not
the
the
police
moment.
officer, the adrenaline was rushing. Do you really think that he's focusing on the guy? Do you really think he saw the
Yeah.
taser
well,
drop? And then he runs away, and then maybe he shoots him. I'm not saying that's justified in any way, but the thing is, we don't know the priors or what that guy did in the past. You don't know what he's capable of doing. If he's running away from a police officer, he can maybe hurt somebody. That may be going through the police officer's mind. And that's why I said I don't know all the aspects of the case, which is why I don't think I can say maybe it was justified, maybe it wasn't. Obviously, yeah, just looking at that video, we can jump to a conclusion that he's just shooting because he's black. But we don't know all the facts.
I wouldn't say.
I wouldn't even say shoot him because he's black. Yeah,
That's what a lot of people say, though.
Yeah,
That's
no,
what a lot of
no,
people
you're
say.
right, you're right.
They see a video like that, they jump to that
But
conclusion.
that's the thing. That's why when I watch this sometimes, I don't like where it goes. Like, I haven't seen the podcast how it goes, but a lot of times it'll go into like the racial aspect where it's not even that. Like that video, he didn't say, "Hey, you blah blah blah." He didn't say anything. It's just that he shot him, and then when I saw it, it exploded to like racial, and then Quanell X brought it to that. Like, I don't think it was that. It just got brought to that point, and it was like, I don't think it was that. It was more of he shot a person in the back that was running away, not that he shot a black man and he's white or whatever he was. And I don't think it was more of a race thing. I think they brought that aspect and it just kind of threw it off. And then, like you said, it exploded and protests and blah blah blah. But I understand. Like I said, I'm not knocking that side of it, but I don't think that's what this instance had to do with. I think it was.
So why are the majority of black men getting shot by police? We don't see that with whites.
I was gonna say that. I think that okay.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead, man. I feel like I'm.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm saying that I think that he was just the officer. Like he wasn't his like his mindset. He basically was just nervous. He was in the moment, like he said. It doesn't justify what he did, but I don't think he was properly trained or he just wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's something. Some aspect is missing there because he shot him in the back. Like we know that's not okay. That's not. You don't do that. So.
And even more than once.
Don't
Yeah,
you think
9
it would have
times or 8
been
times.
better for them if they had not accused him of murder? Then they accused him of something else, like
involuntary
Lesser.
manslaughter.
Or maybe, yeah, they could have.
And that would have been easier to.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
And
That happened with Trayvon Martin. They went for the highest charge and they lost.
And then he moves the taser as tampering with evidence, right?
That's the part that's really
Tampering
sketchy
evidence.
right there.
That's
Just
right.
how he picked it up and moved it.
Yeah,
That's the part
that was
I
kind of
think
weird.
was
He
like,
picks
okay,
it up, moves, he
maybe
drops
did
it, and
see
picks it
those.
back up.
He did drop it.
Right,
And
he
then he
did.
noticed
He puts-
after he shot him, he's like, oh shit, he didn't have the taser. So now I gotta make it look like he did have the taser.
Yeah.
So maybe at the time of the shooting, he may have thought he had the taser. Then he figured out he shot him, he killed the man, he looks back, he didn't have the
He don't
taser. He's
have
like,
the
that
taser.
doesn't look good at all.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that
That's
kind
where,
of.
that's where you get that little break, that little, But I wanna know what was going through that police officer's mind, what, like, caused, like, I wanna know, like, what in his head told him to shoot this guy?
Because black lives don't matter.
Is that right?
But
Black men lives don't
He was
matter.
just,
Like
he
you-
just
like
told
you said,
himself, like,
like,
this
hold on.
guy's life don't matter, I'm gonna kill him. I
That-
get it.
So, but I'm going there because that's what Quanell X went in.
But that's so hard to prove. Okay, go back to the other class, the mens rea. Like, it's hard. How do you prove that?
Well, remember,
You can talk about the media, but how do you prove in court that you have to go digging? I mean, I feel like you're fishing on that one. If you're
well, remember, we can't prove what someone's mindset is, but the totality of the circumstances lead us to believe that black lives don't matter because we don't see a lot of white guys getting shot and killed.
or is it not? It's in the media.
Videotapes.
Yeah, or is it not that
Yeah,
it's in the
I
media?
don't
Because I think it happens. I just think it's just not in the media.
Oh,
I had a question on that.
It doesn't fit their agenda.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't fit the news. It doesn't look pretty on the news. I'm not saying that this is nice. I'm just saying it doesn't, if it's not gonna bring attention and bring the eyes, it's not gonna make the news. Also, you have to go from the media aspect. The news blows things up and makes it, like they add the fuel and then you're just jumping in on it and they're just going crazy. I'm not saying it's not an issue because it is an issue, but I mean, there are other things going on too outside that have to be accounted for. Like you said, it's unaccounted things that aren't added into that whole, statistic.
I was gonna say, okay, so I think I remember read somewhere in the statistics proven that white men get killed more often by policemen than black men do. But they emphasize more on black men because also, a lot of Hispanics get shot. A lot of other minorities get shot. But we don't create that sense of, oh, our lives matter too. But why is it emphasized more like on black males?
because most often what happens is that we won't say that whites or Hispanics are not getting shot, or maybe whites are getting shot and killed more often by police. But what we see more is that black males are getting wrongfully killed by police and is not being held up justifiably. Well, it is held up in court justifiably, but people are seeing it as that's not justifiable. We can say, white guys are getting killed by
Would you
police.
say it's like a brotherhood in between y'all's ranks too? Because,
Wait, say again?
Brotherhood, like that connection y'all have. Because, they attacked a black person, so a lot of, African Americans are gonna be like, oh, okay, well, they're shooting like one of our brothers, kind of thing. And let's say, because there's a lot of Hispanics who are wrongfully shot too. And we've seen them in the media, and if you see we don't personally, I don't like to see the regular media that, English speakers see. I see Spanish news. So it's a whole different concept. Where if you see some Spanish news, as in if you see someone like Fox News or ABC. So I forgot what's going on, but
That's all right.
but basically, Hispanics are like, well, it's his fault. Like, you shouldn't be there and you shouldn't be that. Yeah, we have that connection, but we also blame the victim.
Well, you guys take responsibility for your actions, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
And would that be an
Awesome.
effect too? Because black people are more into their community than Hispanics are
okay, yeah, he's one of us, but you know, he was to blame.
Yeah, no, and that's true. But one thing that society, anyone that is non-black will never be able, never. I don't care how many TED Talks you do, I say TED Talks because there's a lot of whites who do TED Talks and they're kind of like apologetics, you know, they want, oh, it's so wrong that blacks are being treated bad. Listen, there's no one who is not black will be able to understand the tumultuous history behind blacks. And not saying that we're still in that era, but some of the wounds that has happened to blacks specifically, not Hispanics, not Asians, not whites, not Irish, Italians, because they were other slaves, they were other people who were subjected and oppressed. But when you look at blacks and how they were, that psyche of a black person, it is hard to change that. With that being understood, and you are seeing this happening, you put those two together, black people start to think black lives don't matter. Where if a white person see it, they're gonna say, oh, well, it's just not happening to blacks. Whites are getting shot too, but the one variable they are missing is that tumultuous history, that psyche. So they could never understand it from a black person's perspective, right? And so when you put those two dynamics together, then blacks begin to feel that, hey, you know, we have not made any type of progress thus far. And so that's where all that comes from.
Proud of you. So proud.
Huh?